Y'all, we are about to do something absolutely amazing. Amazing with a tin pail such as this one. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for supporting me. You chose a great day to stop by because for a few days now I have been talking about pails such as this and a project that I had in mind. And I got my pail from the Dollar Tree, and when I was in Dollar Tree and I saw these pails, something immediately came to my mind. So I picked up a few of the pails, knew exactly what I wanted to do, sat down, created it, and here is what I have. Isn't this gorgeous? We are going to take this pail, flip the handle onto the side, and turn it into a little mug. Hopefully you can see the mug look of this. I know that the flower petal is sort of covering it, but we turned it into a mug. And because I turned it into a mug, I thought it would make a great coffee bouquet. Now, you don't have to use yours as a coffee bouquet. You don't even have to use it as a bouquet such as this. This is just a jumping off point of an idea for you. You might have something else that you want to do, but I am going to show you how to take the handle and flip it to get that mug look. You can make this a candy bouquet. You can make it a toiletry bouquet. You can use this simply as a gift basket. You don't even have to make it as a bouquet. So the possibilities of how we use this are only limited by our imaginations, but hopefully you got some of those pails, because we're about to take a pail like this one and we're going to take it from this to this using a very easy process. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera because y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, so here's a closer look at what we're making today. Now mine, when finished, is about 1 foot high, and at the widest part here, it's about 10 inches wide. I'm using just a standard pail, but here is that side look. You can see how I flipped it to make it look like a nice little coffee mug or tea mug. We can hold it like this. I think it's so stinking cute, and when I saw the pails, I simply couldn't wait to give this a try, and I was so pleased that on my first attempt, it actually turned out to look like this. So I am using the Nespresso pods, but you don't have to use these. You can use whatever you want. And then I'm using some Dollar Tree paper grass. I have some little curlicues that I made for this, and I'll show you how I did that. I covered the back of my flowers with ribbon so that everything will look cute from the front to the back. And here on the front, I'm actually using some Dollar Tree wall stickers. So this really is an economical project to make. In my estimation, I am making this entire thing for under $7. Now you go online and you try to find something similar to this to order, to give to someone, you are never going to find it for $7. So these are the things that we are able to do, and these are the types of things that I like figuring out for us to be able to do. On this channel, y'all, this is what you get. It's not the same old, same old. So with minimal supplies, we're going to be able to make this. All right, y'all, so the first thing we need to do is we need to prep the pail. And I am going to remove a portion of this, and I'll show you how easy it is to do. So I'm going to take some of my old scissors that really are not in the best condition, and I am just going to cut through that tin. It really is not difficult to do at all. You can do it with a pair of old scissors. So I am going to take just a little piece of washi and try to protect the handle. If I get some paint on the handle, y'all, I'm not going to stress over that, but I am just going to put a little tiny piece of washi right there to try to protect it just a little bit. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to get paint on the handle because I did the last time. And I'm using a Deco Art chalk paint. I think I might have gotten this from Pop Shelf, if I'm remembering right. So I'm going to put a whole lot out on my plate. And on my paint, I also went around the inside with some oil. That'll help to keep the lid from sticking. And because I might make a little bit of a mess, I am going to sacrifice just a little bit of this peel and stick shelf liner. The roll was only $1.25, so I don't mind using some of it in this way because I do want to protect my mat, which costs way more than $1.25. So I'm just going to take this and put it down. And it's just a temporary cover. It will just very easily peel up, but it gives me a nice working surface. All right, y'all, so I have a different pail than the one you saw me with a moment ago because once I started looking at it, I thought I might want to use this one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I am just going to go in and cut off that piece. And you can see how easy that was to cut. Now I'm just going to take a foam brush and I am just going to brush on some paint, enough so that I am covering the initial print underneath. So we will be doing a couple of coats. We might even have to do 3. It all depends on the paint you're using as well as the print. You can spray paint yours if you want. You can sponge paint it. You can spray it with primer first. It is completely up to you how you choose to do your project. Just use whatever you think is going to work best for you. So I am just going around, putting on one coat, and you can see that one coat does give me a really good initial coverage. I am going to have to do at least one more coat. I might even have to do 2 more coats. I don't know. We'll see when this dries. And I am just going around this part. Yes, I am going to get paint on that, and I don't care. Okay, so let's let this dry, and when we come back, we will add another coat. All right, coat number 1 is dry. It is now time for another coat. And you can see that my second coat is really giving me the coverage that I want. So I am just going to go ahead and paint this whole thing. And I think I'm only going to need 2 coats. Can't remember how many I put on the first one, but it wasn't any more than 3 coats. But on this one, I know that I can get away with 2 coats. So I'm just going to go around and put my coats. I'm using a hair dryer to help this dry quicker. I'm using the hair dryer on a low setting. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to get away with 2 coats. So I am going to dry this and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back and this is dry and we are going to go with only 2 coats. Now, before I do anything else to this, I want to put some Mod Podge on it to seal it because I don't want my paint damaged. So I'm just going to shake my Mod Podge just a little bit, and I am using a matte finish. So, like on everything, I add oil to the edges to make sure that my Mod Podge doesn't stick. So, basically all I'm going to do is just put a little oil in my hands. And all you have to do is take it, run it around your glue bottle, your paint bottle, whatever it is you're using if you don't want that stick there. And then you'll be able to remove your lids very easily. And I can rub that oil in my hands. So this time I'm going to take a large foam brush and I'm just going to apply that Mod Podge. I really just want to get one nice coating on here. I don't need any more than that. I know that I only put one coating on the other one, so I know I only need to add one coat. I'm going to make sure I get in there. And we are going to put the rest of our Mod Podge on. And y'all, we're almost finished with this part of the project. So let's make sure that I have a coating. So I'm just going to look at this to make sure I have it coated all the way around. And I can see a little bare spot here. So I'll add some. Now I'm going to dry this with my hair dryer and I'll be right back. All right, so we have our Mod Podge on and you can see that we've covered the image on this pretty well. So now I'm going to show you how easy it is to take this piece and turn it into a handle. So with it like this, go ahead and just start to bend it a little bit. And then you can take it, you see that slight bend that I have? Then we can take it and turn it, and you can start forcing it up into the handle shape that you want. So you can see how I did that? So I am just going to shape this a little bit more. And as you push up, it's going to bow out even more. So the more you push, the more of a bow you're going to get. When you get it the way that you want it, again, I'm going to cut off with my scissors. And you can see how easy that cut with the scissors. And now I'll be able to take it and put it right there. The bend of your handle might not be perfect. Mine isn't, but we get that mug look. All right, I'm waiting on my glue gun to heat, but while it's heating, I am going to take some of these wall art creations from Dollar Tree, and that is how I am going to dress my tin. So I'm going to take one piece, put it right there, take another piece, put it at the bottom to create a little frame. And I can do the same thing on this side. So let's take this piece, let's put it right there. And then I'll take this one and I'll put it right there. And then I'm going to take this little sticker that says, "But first, coffee." And we are going to take this and put it right there. And y'all, I think that's kind of cute. So we are going to get that stuck right there. Then I'm going to flip it over. Then I'll flip it over to this side. And I like this little one. It's not big, but it says "Coffee and Conquer." Like this. And it's on the back side. Just a little coffee reminder. And this is the front, "But first, coffee," because I am going to be putting coffee in mine. If you're not putting coffee in yours, you can use whatever type stickers you want. And aren't my hands just yucky? I started to go wash them, but this is real world crafting. And when we're crafting, sometimes our hands get a little bit messy. There will be time to clean them in a few minutes. So here is the front. Here is the back. We are going to take this piece and we'll be able to attach it with some glue. All right, y'all, so my glue gun is hot enough that I can take some glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue right there. Hot glue is just temporary on this particular project because this is a tin, and we do need something stronger than hot glue because once the hot glue cools, then it might just pull away. So I have this in place with my hot glue, but that's not going to be strong enough to hold it permanently. So I am going to take my reptile adhesive, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that reptile, go inside like that, and just flood it on the inside with glue, and then I'm going to go around the handle with glue. And then once my reptile hardens, y'all, this is not coming undone. I will need to let this sit probably overnight so that it'll have a chance to harden. So the next time you see me, I'll probably have on a different shirt. So you can see how I have that glue in there, I have glue inside, and I have glue all the way around. That's what you want. You want to make sure that you have plenty of glue, whether it's E6000, reptile adhesive, or whatever strong adhesive you choose to use. Just make sure that you give it a nice covering in that glue so that it will hold. So this is what we have so far. We have our nice little mug. I think it's really, really cute, but it does need to dry. So I'm going to leave this to dry overnight. All right, y'all, so it's a brand new day and our handle is nice and secure. So what I did, remember, I put a little dollop of hot glue and then I flooded around the outside of this part with my reptile adhesive, and I promise you this is not going anywhere. It is extremely sturdy. So now it's time to actually build our beautiful project. And here's what I have. I took a 12 by 12 inch sheet and I printed a flower outline onto the paper. You can do this on 8.5 by 11 as well. On the 8.5 by 11, I think you can only get 2 of these this size. This is about a 5 1/4 inch flower from top to bottom, so it's a pretty substantial size flower. But this time I wanted to use this color. So I printed my flowers on this paper. Now I've already cut out 2 of them. I'm only using 3. So I'll show you how I cut out my 3. Now to make it easy for me, because I'm going to be cutting inside of my lines, I just took my finger blade, and where we have these little intersecting curves here, I just went in on the inside and used my finger blade to go ahead and pre-free those so that it would be easier for me to cut as I was cutting around. So that's all I'm doing right now. So now when I cut, I'm just going to go ahead and remove as much of the excess as possible. So now when I cut, I'm just going to start on the inside because I don't want the black outline on my actual flower. You might, so you can leave it, but for me, I didn't want that. So now I'm just going around and I'm going to cut out my flower. If you have a die cutter, you might want to use that. I do have a die cutter, but I don't want to use it on the channel because I want to show us how we can do these things without needing a die cutter. So I am just cutting this out by hand. And there's just something satisfying to me about doing it by hand. Yes, you get the instant result and you get a neater result with the die cutter. But for me, I like the true feel of my hands getting in there and crafting. So I am just cutting inside of my line. You can go back over the edges of yours with some distress ink if you want. I am just going to leave mine very one-dimensional. You can put as many flowers in yours as you want. You can double up on these petals. You can print smaller petals to layer on top of this one. It is completely up to you, but for me, I am keeping mine Very simple. And I still think it turned out cute, even though it's simple. So let's go ahead and cut this one. All right, so now I have 3 petals. I have brought in 3 barbecue skewers that I got from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use my handy dandy little Dollar Tree hammer / all-in-one tool just to nip. And when I nip these, I am going to nip them so that I have 1 that is taller and 2 that are about the same height. So now I'm going to bring in my hot glue. Just place some hot glue on that dowel. And I'm going to take this and we're going to put it down like that. Same thing here. Add some hot glue to the dowel and put it on like this. Same thing here. Add that hot glue and put it on like that. So there are my 3 flowers that I'll be using. Then I'm going to bring in my mug. I'm going to go ahead and just add some glue to the bottom, hot glue. Because now I'm going to take this little piece of styrofoam and I am going to press it down into the hot glue. And I just need to hold it for a moment. So now I have it in like this. I am just going to go ahead and take my flowers and see how I like them. So I can go ahead and pre-position these and then we will glue them down in just a minute. But I just want to make sure that I have them in the position that I want. So you can put yours wherever you want. And you can see on the inside where I have several holes because I wanted to make sure that I had this positioned the way that I want it. So now when I think that I have it the way that I want, I am just going to take some glue, put a little bit of glue on that tip because once I put this in, I really don't want it going anywhere. So I'm just going to press that in like that. Then I'll take this one. We'll add some glue here. I'll put it back in the hole and just press it in where I want it, and you can see how cute that is. So I am going to take the one in the back, add my glue, and put it in like this. And I'm only using 3 flowers, but I really like how this has turned out. So now I'm going to flip it over to the back. And I am just going to take these nice little bows and put the bows on the back. So let's just go ahead and add some glue. Then I can add a little bit of glue here and glue that into place. And glue here and glue that into place. And we do this with each one of our little petals. See how cute that is? And that gives you a nice finished look to the back, and it helps to cover the cutoff part of the skewer. So now we have our piece like this. I have some 20 gauge white floral wire and a dowel, and I just want to make some little curly cues. So I am going to Just align it with this at the bottom, then come up maybe almost halfway and just start wrapping. You can put as many of these in as you like, completely up to you, but you just start wrapping. And then I'm just going to squeeze it nice and tight because I want it to look like this before I actually put it on. So I'm going to do 6 of these. So I'm just wrapping it around the dowel. You can wrap it around a pencil, whatever you have. So then I'll use my little nip here, and I'm going to one right there in the front. I'll do another one. Nip off. Put it right there in the front. Then I can stretch these just a little bit. And when I think I like the position of them, again, I am going to take some glue, put some glue on the bottom, and tuck that in. And I can tuck it in pretty far because I can stretch out that curly Q if I want. So I'm going to add some glue here. We're going to take this one, put it in right there. Then I'm going to take one, put it here in the middle. So I'll just cut off a little bit, not a lot. So I'm just using the wire knit portion of this wonderful hammer that I got from Dollar Tree. I use it all the time now, y'all. So I'm going to put that curly Q right in there. Then I'm going to take a couple, put them here in the back like this. So I like the height of that. Just going to add some glue and just go ahead and tuck that in. Going to take this one, stretch it out just a little bit. And you know what else you can use? I just thought about it. If you have bought some of the wire coils that we use on our spiral notebooks, you can use those too. You don't have to make your curly Qs. You can use those. See how that's looking? And then I have one more that I'm just going to tuck right here in the back. So let me just take some glue and I'm going to just push that in right there. And I think that this is adorable and we haven't even finished it. So that's it for the hot glue gun. I am just going to go in with my little dowel and scoop up those little glue webs that you always get when you use a hot glue gun. This is what we have so far, y'all. This is absolutely adorable. So now I'm going to take my little pods, and these are coffee pods. And I like them because when I looked at them, they look like they're smiling. See? So I am just going to take some tape. You can do this with glue dots. I am going to use tape. And what I did was I looked at one that my daughter had already used, and I followed the pattern of how the machine actually punches. So it punches a whole bunch of little dots this way, and then it punches a hole right in the middle. So I know that when I place my tape, I need to place my tape so that it is not interfering at all with how the machine works, and it's not compromising this in any health way at all by putting this tape. So I'm placing the tape where it will not come into contact with any of the working part of the machine. And that's all you have to do is, if you're going to use pods of any type, just look at how the machine actually works and punches the hole, and then use that as your guide for how you might want to place your tape or your glue dots, whatever it is you are going to use. So I want all of these smiling. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove the tape from all of these. And you don't have to use coffee. You can use whatever that person happens to like. It doesn't even have to be a drink. You can make this a candy bouquet. So I am just going to take this and we are going to place our little smiley faces like this. Then I'm going to take my hand and go around to make sure that I have it nice and stuck. And we're going to do this one as well. Look at how adorable that is. Now I'm going to bring in some Easter grass, paper Easter grass that I got from Dollar Tree. You get this huge bag for $1.25, and y'all, there is a lot in here. So it's very tightly wound in the bag, and you won't need much. This right here should be enough. And I'm going to put the rest back in the bag, and you can see how much I actually still have left. There's a whole lot in here, and this might actually be too much, but we will see. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it in the middle, and then I'll start pulling it towards the back. So I'm going to take one of my little skewers to help me pull this paper grass backwards. And we're just going to keep putting that in like a little bird's nest. Put all of my little pieces in. And if you have some paper that's really being difficult, I'm just going to trim mine. So y'all, look at how stinking cute this is. So I just want to find a nice little sticker on this coffee sheet. It's called Coffee and Friends. This is from Echo Park. And I just want to find a nice little something that I can put in here. So I think I'm going to do this one. And I do have this brown scrap. So we're just going to use what we have in terms of paper. And I am going to cut out this piece. And then I'm going to take my nips and just nip off that piece. Let's add some hot glue to this piece. Make sure I have it going in the right direction. And I will put it there. Then I'm going to take this little sticker that says Life Happens, Coffee Helps. Add just a little bit of glue to this sticker. We're going to put it on the back to cover the mechanics of this so that the back is just as cute as the front. See how cute that is? So now I'm going to take this. I'm going to find my styrofoam. And we're just going to put this in right there. And so now you can see we have a sweet little bouquet that says, good ideas start with coffee. And so there, my friends, is another beautiful Easter pail bouquet. We took that Easter pail and we turned it into our idea of a mug. And then I just added my flowers and my pods. And y'all know what? This might be simple, but it is simply adorable. And so there we have it, friends. I am absolutely in love with this little idea. I think that these are great pick-me-ups for anyone. Anyone who likes to drink coffee would love to have coffee presented to them in this way. Even if it's not coffee, you can take these and modify them and turn them into however you want to use them. But if you have bought any of those pails from the Dollar Tree or any other store, that sells Easter pails of any type or pails of any type with the wider handles. Go ahead and stock up on a few because this is in any season, any reason, any one gift. So I hope that you have enjoyed this one because y'all, I had so much fun doing it. If you have enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel all day, every day, this is what we do and this is how we do it. You're not going to find this anywhere else, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.